Have you been searching for deliverance? Have you been searching with all your might, perhaps even desperately, to be set free? Be it an addiction, an illness, or spiritual currents. But have you ever wondered how the liberation process begins? Where does it start? Where does it start? Well, stay until the end of this video and listen very carefully to this sermon. Because today you will be freed. If you understand what will be conveyed here in this message and you absorb it with all your heart, you can be sure that you will indeed achieve liberation, whatever liberation you need, whatever area it is, it doesn't matter, you will achieve liberation. Release. But, you need to stay until the end of this video. You need to understand that it begins in the heart of God. That's right. Liberation begins in the heart of God. This is the first liberation. The second is in the heart of the captive. It is in the heart of the one who is trapped. Because a captive is one who is held captive. In a prison. Sometimes a prison called addiction. Sometimes a prison called habit. Sometimes a prison called practical and moral. Sometimes a prison called negative thoughts, disturbing thoughts. I don't know what liberation you need, but I know that the truth is what will set you free. And you need to understand how liberation begins. It will begin in the heart of God. First, it is God who will make liberation happen in your life. Pay attention, the people of Israel were captives there in Egypt, they lived as prisoners, as captives, but the Lord freed them, they gave them freedom so that they could leave Egypt, which represents the world, which represents the prisons of this life. Just pay attention, when entering Canaan, they got involved with a culture they shouldn't have. Canaan, the promised land, there was a culture in that place, however, they should not get involved with that culture, but that is not what happened. A culture, my brother, can redefine an entire people, and that's what happened. What is around you, that is, the culture, reacts to you. Then everything that is around each of us will start to react with us. Look at what Deuteronomy chapter 4 says in verse 25. So, even after you have spent many years in the land of Canaan, when you are elderly and have many children and grandchildren, and you corrupt your schedule in a way contrary to the Lord's orders, doing idols of any kind and doing what is evil in the eyes of God, in order to provoke his anger. Pay attention, God is speaking, look, even when you have been living for many years in the land of Canaan, the promised land that flows with milk and honey, and you have become corrupted, in other words, the Lord is already warning them, look, I know that you will spend time in Canaan and even after a while you will become corrupted. You knew the hearts of those people. How long will you deceive yourself? Will you deceive yourself and think that God doesn't know you? Do you know why many people have not yet been released? It is because they did not approach God with all their heart, with heartfelt interest. In other words, they reached God, but it happened anyway. Or they came to God by only saying a part, as if they thought they could hide from God. That God wouldn't see or wouldn't know that there was more to be said, that there was more to be confessed, because pay close attention, God knows everything. He is omniscient, however, he takes pleasure when a sinner opens his mouth and confesses his sin, because this is one of the practices that involves repentance. A person who is actually sorry. She is not remorseful. Remorse is when a person feels bad about what they did, but it is temporary. She does it again. She will probably do it again because she has no regrets. Now, when a person feels like crap, they feel like the worst person in the world. She truly understands the mud she's gotten herself into. And she then repents, she goes to confess to God. It's not that God doesn't know, it's that God takes pleasure when he sees a sinner opening his mouth and recognizing that he is a sinner, recognizing what he actually did. And God knew the hearts of those people. God knew that up ahead they would fall again. My brother, God knows what will happen to you in the future. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Do you think God doesn't know what your future is? Do you think God doesn't know whether or not you will stand firm in his presence? It's you and me who don't know tomorrow. We are the ones who need to stand up every day and reach out to God with all our hearts, because we don't know what tomorrow will bring. And if today we don't plant sanctification, solidarity, empathy, love to buy, if we do not practice and obey the word of the Lord today, tomorrow we will not be standing. Those people were freed from Egypt, arrived in the promised land that flowed with milk and honey. However, the Lord was saying that they would become corrupt again, because he already knew their hearts. My brother, may your heart not be inclined to fall, may your heart not be inclined to return to the mud. How many times has God given you an opportunity and you went back to sin? He brought you out of the deep darkness and you went there on your own 2 feet and came back. And now you're there looking for liberation, maybe without strength, maybe without hope, but you didn't get into this message by chance. This channel is the channel that preaches the truth. If you are not subscribed to this channel, subscribe. Don't waste time, because every other day a message of faith, of power comes out here on this channel that is to free you, that is to transform your life, that is to nourish your spirit and grow your spiritual life. Look, my brother, the environment can disfigure you. God freed them, but he already knew that they would become corrupted. In Luke 11, verse 14, it says this again. Jesus cast out a demon who was mute. As soon as the demon left, the man spoke and the crowd was amazed. However, some of them censored them. Now he casts out demons by the power of Beelzebub, the prince of demons, and others, just to prove it, asked him for a sign from heaven. He told them, every kingdom divided against itself will be ruined, just as a house divided against itself will be ruined. The Lord knew the thoughts of their minds. My brother, God knows you. How long will you keep trying to hide? Do you want liberation, but then you return to the dirt? You will never be freed if you don't truly give your whole heart to. Jesus freed me, but even within the church, in his presence, in his word, at some point or in something I am divided, it will lead me to fall. I cannot be divided, I cannot flirt with the world, I cannot flirt with practices, with addictions. There are people who like danger. God freed her, but she keeps letting someone drag her close to those practices, someone take her to those places where she only did the wrong thing. She continues to have the wrong friendships that only lead her down the wrong path. My dear, if you truly want liberation, you first need to understand where it begins. It begins in the heart of God. God will begin a process of liberation by giving you the word so that you receive it so that you can be strengthened, renewed, and then have the strength to say no. He will break the chains and give you a new path. However, the second part is up to you, my brother. You have to make your spiritual life stand up. You have to make the thing happen. You have to continue to be present and become stronger and stronger. Because otherwise, one time or another you will come back. You will fall again. In a while you will be researching again how to free yourself, word of liberation, word of power, preaching for healing, preaching for liberation, when in fact you just need to understand where liberation begins. It begins in the heart of God and then in me. First God begins to do the work and then the captive comes to him, but I can't just come halfway, it has to be with all my heart, it has to be with truth. With full delivery. God, I will give my life with all my soul, with all my heart and complete intellect. I'm not just going to say a part, I'm not going to just want to take away just this detail here. Either you are completely liberated or you are not. It's no use. Oh no, but I don't want to change my whole life, I just want to get rid of this addiction and such. My brother, either you are yes yes or you are no no. There is no middle ground. There is no one on the wall is already the devil's, the wall is already the world's. Until you understand that it has to be with all your heart, and when the process begins, you have to continue, you have to prevail. My brother, Jesus knew what was on their minds. You have to be braver than sin. You have to be braver than your own will. If you are totally brave, give yourself with all your heart, the word will come as it is coming now, it will penetrate your heart, yours, the division of soul and spirit, and it will free you, and then you will give yourself each time more because it is a total surrender, it is with all your heart, and you continue, you become stronger, you seek God, I have now overcome this addiction. What is the next step? I have another addiction. What is it? Is that I will win. Oh, I stopped smoking, but I still drink. Oh, I stopped drinking, but I still smoke. Oh, I stopped smoking, but I'm still in prostitution. Oh, I stopped prostitution, but I still watch pornography. Oh, I stopped using pornography, but... Brother, you have to free yourself completely. Because one abyss he calls another. So, God, I will see myself with all my heart. The truth is this, I want to be freed like this, I know that this, and that which is wrong, which needs to be ripped from me, God gives me your word, the truth that will set me free, that will break all evil, that will uproot all the bad, sinful roots from me, and you will continue, God will strengthen you, His word will come, and when you see it, my brother, you are renewed, you are transformed, you are freed, and you becomes a transformative agent. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because you're not subscribed to this channel, because we've already learned about becoming a transformative agent here. I'll leave it at the end of this video so you can check this message. When you are transformed, you can transform too. You transform lives wherever you go. So leaving this message, enter the message of transformation. You will see how your life will be different. How you will be able to transform, help other lives to be transformed too. If you really want liberation, understand that it begins in the heart of God. But you have to do your part, you have to reach out with all your heart, and you have to continue. It's no use, they arrived on earth, now that's it, there's no need to seek God anymore, there's no need to do anything else. This is how you weaken yourself. This is how up front you become corrupt again. God knows you, my brother. He knows whether you will be up tomorrow or not. But you don't know. So God, I don't know if I'll be standing. So I'll do everything. All my part, everything I have to do I will do. So that I can stand. So that I can continue. Because I don't want to go back to the dirt. I don't want to go back to the mud. No, on the contrary, my God. I want to move forward. I want to move forward. And I know that with you I will overcome all sin, I will overcome all addiction, I will overcome all chains that will be broken, all the work against my life will be undone, everything that is evil will fall to the ground. That's the message, my brother, that's how liberation begins. And if you understood this message, I ask you to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell. And be attentive, because every other day there is a new message to strengthen you, to instruct you, and to direct you. You can follow the Bible, my brother, and you will see that here we do not preach what the world preaches. We do not preach in the direction of the world but against the world, because this is the true gospel. The truth that sets you free is the one that confronts you and not the one that rubs your head. So leave your like. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment so I know you made it to the end of this video. Don't leave without commenting, because that way I will know that you reached the end, I will know that you really want liberation. Because only those who truly want liberation reach the end. God bless you.